Hi, it's Sue here from the Unicorn Advisory, your trusted Kajabi expert with a Kajabi Quick Tip for you. Today we are looking at the Kajabi Dynamic Blog Blocks, which you can add to any part of your Kajabi site where you have the option to add the blog sections or the blog blocks. And what these dynamic blog blocks will actually do is bring in the most recent blog posts or the order that you choose them to come in, and as you create a new blog post, it will cycle through. So if this is the most recent blog post, then you add a new one, it will then move over and it will move over, etc. And how it does that is when you go into each blog post. So I've added a section. There's an option for 1, 2, 3, or 4 blog posts when you go into add a section. I have chosen the option for 3 blog posts, and it's going to give you these blog posts here. So when you use the Kajabi section, it's actually going to set them up in order. And usually it's actually going to start at number 1, then number 2, and then number 3. But I've actually gone over this and haven't included the most recent blog post, and I'm starting from number 2. Then this one is number 3, then this one is number 4. Now you can even completely randomize that if you like, so that it is literally just random posts that are coming up. It's entirely up to you. I've just chosen to do the most recent ones, assuming that someone's probably the most likely to be looking at the most recent blog post on the blog first, and then they'll see these other options underneath that when they have finished reading, as this section is actually the bottom of our blog post section. Now you can also add these blog sections to your homepage if you want to have something on your homepage that's linking through to your blog, perhaps even your about page or additional pages throughout your website. And you can add more than one section or additional blocks here. So you might want 6 recent blog posts. So if you want to do that, you can just go and add an extra blog post section, or you can duplicate one of these if you have customized it like I have and added a little bit of styling. And then when you duplicate it, we will duplicate it. You just need to change the number. Otherwise, we're going to have the same blog post twice. So then we would need to make that one number 5. And then that one is going to add the next blog post. And you'll see it updates almost instantly. And as soon as you publish another blog post, it's going to update all of these blocks dynamically for you. So it's a really cool way to keep up to date and new content fresh onto your homepage so that people are always seeing that. Now, there might be situations, though, where you don't want to have necessarily the most recent blog posts and you want to choose specifically what blog posts that you are using on your site. And in that case, I would suggest that you add a feature block. Now, I have started doing this one earlier, so I can show you how to set it up. But one thing you might notice when you add a feature block, you'll have the option to add an image. So I have added the image here of this blog post. What I have done is actually made the URL for that blog post the actual URL from the blog post on the site. So I've gone to the blog, I've actually copied the URL. So you can also do this if you are if your blog is on WordPress or Squarespace or another site or another platform. You can absolutely get the URL for that so that you are then using that content on your Kajabi site. Like, you don't need to necessarily link from within Kajabi. But we've added the image and it looks tiny. It's pretty uncool. So we're going to go and see if we can fix that up. So this title here is just copied straight off the blog. So it looks, a little bit similar, but you can play around with that if you want. And you can add some additional content if you want. If you're going to make that a little bit wider, you might want to put a preview of what the blog is about. But again, entirely up to you. But we need to come into our image style here, and we are going to change the image width. So we might try and see if 400 width is going to make that wide enough. Okay, instantly much better. It is taking up all of that space. Now, the other thing as well is if we do want to make it go to the edges, if we really like the styling where it goes to the edges, there's a couple of other things that we could do. Firstly, we can change that border radius to 0, which is going to make the edges around here exactly square and not have that little bit of rounding. And we can come into our desktop layout and we can make flush, which means it's going to go all the way to the edges. But now we can see it's still not quite wide enough. So we'll go into our image style again, and we might make this 450. So it's going to go all the way to the edges. Press save to make that do that. Excellent. So that's now gone all the way to the edges, which, we're much happier about. You can then go and do that additional styling. You can come into this background. You can add a border in here, just like we've done on the other ones. I might just make that nice and skinny, and we'll take that back to 0. We could even add a bit of a shadow on there if we wanted. So now we have this feature block, which looks a lot more like our actual blog block here. So it looks really similar. The difference being is this one, we are choosing the content that we are adding to it. We're putting the image in and choosing where the image clicks to. We are putting the actual text in here. And the other thing that you can do as well is you can add a call to action button if you want to. So the blog blocks that Kajabi uses, the dynamic blog blocks, they don't actually have a call to action button on them. It's just if you click anywhere on there, it will go through to that specific blog. But if you are doing a feature block, you might want to add a call to action that says read more, or something else that you want to add. And again, you can then go through and use that same URL, copy that, and you'll have your own blog block. There's some other things that you might want to do as well in terms of playing with the spacing. So we might want to go and change some spacing. It is going to change it around the image though, so that might make design choices a little bit different with how you're going to set things up. But that is the beauty. You can play around and get that just how you want it. So that is using 2 different ways to set up links through to your blog content. I really love using these blog blocks because it just makes it so much easier. You just put them onto your page, you choose which number post that you want it to go to, add as many as you like, and you will instantly have that constantly cycling and freshest post content right on the pages that you want it. Now, if you would like additional Kajabi help, please do subscribe to the channel. It is a new and growing channel, and I get very excited when I get a new subscriber. So just know when you're clicking the subscribe button, you'll be making me pretty damn happy. And if you would like to get these quick tips in your inbox directly, the first off the press, just go and sign up at theunicornadvisory.com/quicktips, and we'll also give you some other awesome Kajabi resources as well. It is definitely worth getting on the newsletter to get these tips straight to your inbox twice a week. Sue from the Unicorn Advisory. See you next time.